What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Cora B. You already know it is me, and I am back with another one. All right, before we get into this video, I need y'all to watch this video to the end. Now, I got literally a comment that asked if I can do a video on how to get married. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because they said that I was married 2 times. And baby, you're right. I have. I've been married 2 times, okay? I can't personally say how to get married because that is for different folks for different strokes. You know what I mean? Everybody, I can't tell you how to. I honestly went to the courthouse, like both marriages, courthouse. Didn't have any money, and that's just what it was. Period. But what I will say is, why did I get married? Okay? Well, my first husband, I was with him since I was 13 years old. And I had a baby at 16 by him before he became my husband. And it was a summer where he was in Tennessee with his friends, with his homeboys. And I was living with my cousin. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and I'm finna go ahead and sign up for the Army because there is nothing else for me to do. Like, this life right here is not working. Remind you, at that time, I'm 18 years old. I called him and I told him, like, hey, I'm about to go ahead and go to the military. And he was like, hold on, we could take the test together. Bad. We ended up taking the test together. I failed. He passed. No, we both failed. He ended up studying again. He told me, don't worry about it. He gonna go. So he ended up passing the ASVAB. Once he passed, the guy that recruited us was like, y'all should get married. Do you feel like y'all gonna be together for the rest of your life? I was like, of course. We both were like, yeah, we love each other. You know what I'm saying? We are in love. Now, remind you, my cousin, she told me not to marry. She said, don't do that. You're not ready, cuz. I'm looking like, that's my baby daddy. I left him. You know what I'm saying? I've been with him since I was 13. We got a kid together. Like, why wouldn't we do it? But in reality, she was right. And we got married for Army benefits. Because if you're married, you know, you get more money. So that's the reason why we got married at 18. First, it was like, I'm in love with him. But the reality of it is the recruiter was like, y'all should get married, benefits. And that's just what it was. So that's why I got married at the age of 18. Now, during the marriage, everything was beautiful. Like, when he went to basic training, everything was amazing. Like, I was in love. Like, I used to cry like, oh my God, he can't write me. He can't talk to me. But you got to remember, that's all I knew. I was 13, remember? So that's all I knew. That was my everything. That was my everything. Then I'll say a couple of months later, going into the next year, that January, he gave me a call and he was like, hey, you know, I messed up. You know, I cheated. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, because I cheated too. So I'm like, okay, so this is what, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I straight up said it. Like, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Remind you, I'm only 18. I'm like, it's going to be okay. I forgive you. Don't be mad. He was actually crying. He was mad. He was upset. I've been going to strip clubs. I already did what I did. Okay. So it's nothing it was nothing to be mad about or upset. I didn't know shit about no marriage. He didn't know anything about no marriage. It was what it was. Now, the only difference is his cheating. He was actually falling in love with this girl. He was really, really in love with this girl. I wasn't in love with anyone but him. You know, and I know y'all like, well, how you was not in love with nobody but him, but you cheated? Because I was in love with no one but him. Like, nobody can come before my marriage. Like, I'm not messing it up. Wait, that is not funny. But I was for real. I'm not messing my marriage up for nobody. Like, in my mind, I was like a whole totally dude. Like, I ain't messing my marriage up for nobody. Like, this is what it is. Like, I'm going to get what I'm going to get and I'm going to keep it moving because that's all it was. That was all I knew. And so, anywho, that's why we got married at 18. And, well, I got married at 18. He was 19. And we ended up, the whole relationship was just based off of him leaving, cheating, falling in love, being engaged to another woman. I used to hate interracial relationships because of him. I couldn't stand to see a black man with a white woman. I could not stand that. I couldn't stand it. And then as I got older, I was like, okay, it's okay. But I had a reason to feel the way that I felt. Like, when I tried to commit suicide at the age of 21, like, the girl was like, I had just got out the mental institution. He was engaged to this chick. And he was like, She was like, the next time you try to unalive yourself, make sure you do it right. And I remember her name, and I ain't gonna say her name on here, but she was from Connecticut. And I was like, when I see that, I don't care what year it is. And then after that, we became all right. Because it was like, okay, whatever. But I was mad at the fact because how you fall in love with somebody? Like, why would you do that to me? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt. Then the cheating continued to begin. I ended up moving to Atlanta. I'm thinking he was going to stop. No, I ended up moving to Indiana. I'm thinking it was going to be over with. Like, we promised each other we were going to stop. He did not stop. I found out that he did not stop because he took a picture with his current wife, and who was the mistress. And I was like, bets are off. I'm going to do me, because I was tit for tat back then. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I was so tit for, Cora B was tit for tat. Like, I'm going to get you back. And so I ended up messing with the mistress, my mistress, and I got pregnant. So that is summing up the story. During my marriage, it was just really just about cheating. My first marriage, it was just cheating. He wasn't abusive. He wasn't any of those things. Mentally, it became a little mental abusive. You know what I mean? It did. But he wasn't physically abusive. I remember one time I had told him that I was in love with this other guy. And I was like, because I was so mad because you was engaged to another woman. You done went to Disneyland with another woman, me and your child 4 years old. Like, you ain't take us. Like, I'm married to you. You know what I'm saying? So I was like upset. And it was just like, I was so upset with the fact that I was living in Indiana with my mom and them. And he was in love with this girl. So I started messing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was Navy. Started messing with this dude. And it was just like, I'm in love with this dude. But I really wasn't in love with the dude. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was. Again, infatuated with, in love, and with the thought. You're infatuated with the thought of being in love. And that's what it was for me. So anyway, he knew that I was talking to the dude. And he was like, are you in love with him? And I was like, yeah. And he hit the wall. Like, he literally, I have never seen him that mad in my life. And I was just like, okay, just don't do nothing to me. But I didn't leave after that. I stayed and I tried to work it out. And then it was just, he was messing with women on the military base. I'm messing with somebody else. It was just what it was. I remember one time he came to Florida, because I had ended up going to Florida, because I found out he was messing with this chick. And I'm just like, I'm going to do me. Like, it is what it is. He came to Florida. He came to Florida based off of this girl telling him that I was messing with her baby daddy. Oh, we got into a fight too. But anyway, so yeah, we had a lot going on. Our relationship, my first marriage relationship, was just basically based off of cheating. That was it. Cheating. And I had a baby by my mistress. That was it. And I'm not ashamed of it. Like, I wouldn't take it back. I don't regret anything. It is what it is. And that's just, so it's not how to get married. It's why did I get married? And I got married based off of, because the recruiter told us to get married. And we did what the recruiter told us to do. I never forget his name either. But yeah, that's what happened. So with that being said, I gotta go. Thank you for choosing the Cora B Show. Thank you for listening to me and my story. It's my story. Can't nobody write my book but me. And that's just what it is. Amen. I'll see y'all in a minute. Goodbye.